Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gora Premanandi, Hari Haribo. Okay. Haribol, welcome to the last day of the seminar. The demons killed by Krishna and Balaram and the obstacles on Anartha they represent. How are you feeling today? Happy, inspired? Willing to hear more about Krishna's pastimes? Yes. Yeah, Haribo. Yes, that's what we need. More enthusiasm. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, we continue, and today the first demo was speaking about who will be, who remembers where we left yesterday. Kaliya. Today is Kaliya. We start with Kaliya today. So let's read from the Srimad Bhagavatam, one verse, then we discuss more about it. The history of Kaliya. You know how many heads Kaliya had? 100. 100 heads. Huge, big, powerful. And let us read one verse, then we discuss more. Mm. Okay. Mhm. This 10th canto, chapter 16, Krishna chastises the serpent Kaliya. Text 6. Tam chandavega vishaviryam abheksyatena dushtam nadim chakala samyamanavataраha Krishna kadambam adiruhya tatoti tungam asputyagadharashana nyapatad vishode. Lord Krishna saw how the Kaliya serpent had polluted the Yamuna river with this terrible, powerful poison. Since Krishna had descended from the spiritual world specifically to subdue envious demons, the Lord immediately climbed to the top of a very high Kadamba tree and prepared himself for a battle. He tightened his belt, slapped his arms, and then jumped into the poisonous water. According to the Acharyas, Lord Krishna also tied back the locks of his hair as he prepared to do battle with Kaliya. Such a great, wonderful hero Krishna is, isn't it? Amazing. Beautiful. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead landed in the serpent's lake, the snakes there became extremely agitated and began breathing heavily, further polluting it with volumes of poison. The force of the Lord's entrance into the lake caused it to overflow on all sides, and poisonous fearsome waves flooded the surrounding lands up to a distance of 100 bow length. This is not at all amazing, however, for the Supreme Lord possesses infinite strength. Krishna began sporting in Kaliya's lake like a lordly elephant, swirling his mighty arms and making the waters resound in various ways. When Kaliya heard the sounds, he understood that someone was trespassing in his lake. The serpent could not tolerate this and immediately came forward. According to the Acharyas, Lord Krishna was producing wonderful musical sound within the water simply by splashing his hands and arms. Imagine. He was splashing his arms and hands, creating music with it. Krishna is the supreme artist. Everything he does is wonderful. Kaliya saw that Sri Krishna, who wore yellow silken garment, was very delicate. His attractive body shining like a glowing white cloud, his chest bearing the mark of Srivatsa, his face smiling beautifully, and his feet resembling the oar of the lotus flower. The Lord was playing fearlessly in the water. Despite his wonderful appearance, the envious Kaliya furiously beat him on the chest and then completely wrapped him in his tails, in his coils. So, so all the inhabitants of Vrindavan came and they saw Krishna unconscious, trapped in the coils of the serpent Kaliya. So all of them lost consciousness out of love for Krishna. They could not tolerate seeing Krishna in that condition, so they lost consciousness. Krishna was like that for 2 hours. But Balaram came and he telepathically spoke with Krishna. He told him, my dear brother Krishna, see your devotees are on the verge of dying because of their love for you. Please release yourself from this snake and chastise it. Beat it. Defeat this horrible Kaliya snake. So Krishna immediately released himself. He expanded his body because he was tied up by the cause of the Kaliya. So he started to expand his body, so Kaliya was forced to release him. Then he grabbed the tail of Kaliya and started to whirl it around and throw it, and fell somewhere else in the Yamuna. So Kaliya became very angry. He came rushing back to fight Krishna. It was a wonderful fight going on. So in some other Shastra, it is given some more details. When the terrifying snake king rose again, it was licking its tongue. The snake angrily grabbed Krishna's left hand. Then with his right hand, Krishna grabbed the demon snake. Krishna threw the snake far away, as Garuda would have thrown it. Expanding its 100 hoods, the snake returned. Then Krishna grabbed the snake's tail and suddenly threw it 200 yards away. As it was being thrown by Krishna's hand, the snake bit the Lord again. Then Krishna, who has all the strength in the three worlds, punched the snake. With Krishna's punch, the snake fell unconscious. When the snake's heads were down, handsome Krishna climbed on its 100 jewel decorated hoods, singing melodies in the 7-note scale and playing the flute, drum and veena. As the demigods showered flower, Krishna furiously danced, as does Lord Shiva, the king of dancers. Such beautiful scene, isn't it? First he make him weak by punching him, and then he climbed on his hoods and started to dance, playing the flute. That's wonderful. Everything he does is amazing. Krishna is our hero. And what does Kaliya serpent represent? He represents, he's a he snake, not a she, but a he. He represents removal of vanity, maliciousness, doing wrong to others, crookedness, and unkindness. So one should try to get rid of all these bad things. All right, so we have to work on these obstacles. With rhythmic dance steps, Krishna broke the many splendid hoods of the great saint. Why they called Kaliya a saint here? Is a demon. Why they call him a saint? Anybody knows? Saint, yeah. Saint. He was a demon, but as Krishna put his lotus feet on his head, he became sanctified. He became purified just by the dust of Krishna's lotus feet on his head. Anyone, even demons, can become saintly. Because he had a change of heart as soon as that happened. That was hissing snake Kaliya. Terrified, the snake's wives came, bowing to Krishna's feet with words choked with emotion. They spoke to the Lord. The snake's wives said, "Obeisance to you, Sri Krishna Chandra, the master of Goloka. Obeisances to you, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, the master of numberless universes. Obeisance to you, the master of Radha, the master of Braja. Obeisance to the son of Nanda, the joy of Yashoda. Save this snake, O Supreme Lord. In the three worlds there is no shelter but you. You are Lord Hari, who is greater than the greatest. As you enjoy your pastime, you appear in many forms. So when Krishna heard the prayers by the wives of Kaliya, and Krishna made that Kaliya's pride go away. So Kaliya himself bowed down and started offering prayers, beautiful prayers to the Lord. So now, when you know why Kaliya came to that lake? You know the story? Okay. Even if you know the story, you want to hear it again and again, because it's not mundane story. I hear that. Tell me a new one. No. Krishna's pastimes are always fresh and beautiful as he is, eternally transcendental. Devotee don't get tired of hearing the same pastime. We don't get tired of chanting Hare Krishna every day, the same mantra, isn't it? So Krishna's activity is also like that, always fresh and attractive, beautiful. So what happened is, Kaliya, he was born from Kadru. You know who's Kadru? Another wife of Kashyapa Muni. She gave birth to many snakes. So Brahma gave them one island for the snakes to stay on this earth planet. Anybody remember the name of the island? I have it here somewhere. So Garuda used to go to that island to eat snakes from time to time. But then the snakes came to an agreement with Garuda that we will offer you every day one snake and you leave the others alone. So that was the agreement. So every day Garuda will come and one snake family or community, they will offer one snake to Garuda. But then came the turn for Kaliya's house to offer one snake. So being very proud of his power and strength, Garuda himself ate the snakes that was meant for Garuda. So Garuda became angry and he started a fight with Kaliya. So the fighting was very, very terrible. Kaliya, feeling defeated, he was trying to run away, hide somewhere. So he got advice from Anarthas, the original serpent. Go to the Yamuna lake, because Garuda, he will not go there. You know the story? The reason that Garuda will not go there, because Garuda used to go there to catch fishes, And under the water, there was one great sage, Shaubari Muni, meditating. Great yogi, powerful yogi. So once Garuda catch the king of the fishes. And all the small fishes felt sad that their king, was taken. So showing mundane compassion, Shaubari Muni, he ordered Garuda, you can't come here to this lake anymore, to the Yamuna. And if you dare to come, you will die. Just see, he made two offenses. One, to give an order to an eternal associate of the Lord. And second, to curse him. If you come, you will die. So Garuda, out of respect for the sage, he will not approach Yamuna. He will not come near the Yamuna. There is a temple in Vrindavan called Garu Govind. And the deity is Krishna mounting on Garuda with 12 arms. When Garuda heard that Krishna was playing his pastimes in Vrindavan, he came to offer his obeisance to the Lord. And he asked him, my dear Lord Krishna, are you the same Lord Narayan that I carry on my back? Krishna said, yes. Do you want me to show you my 4 armored forms? And Garuda said, no, I would like much better to see your 12 armored forms. That once you show the 12 months, I would like to see that form. So Krishna, to please his devotee, manifested 12 arms. Then he asked Garuda, Garuda, can you give me a ride to the Yamuna? And Garuda said, I'm very sorry, my dear Krishna, I can't go there. So Garuda paid obeisance and left. But then Radharani's brother Sridham, he offered. He told Krishna, Krishna, if you want, I can become Garuda and I give you a ride. I don't have fear of this show body. So Sridham transformed himself into Garuda and gave a ride to Krishna. And you know what? According to the Shastra, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan have their expansions in Vaikuntha and also in heavenly planet when Krishna will come to this material world. And those expansions in the heavenly planets, when Krishna comes here to this planet, they also come from heavenly planets. So Garuda actually is an expansion of Sridham, Radharani's brother. The same way as many others. For example, you know Narad Muni, who's expansion of Madhumangala, Krishna's Brahman friend. He's always making jokes and making Krishna laugh. The fact is, I will tell you one secret here, one mystery, is that when Narad became Narad, he got liberated, and became Narad Muni. He was a conditioned soul and became liberated. But the moment he became liberated, an Amsha, a part of Madhumangal, Krishna's eternal associate, entered this spiritual body. So he's partially a conditioned soul who became liberated and partially eternal associate at the same time. That's a mystery I'm revealing here to you. Don't forget. Hare Krishna. Anyway, so, and just see, because of the mundane compassion of Shobhari Muni, Kaliya could take shelter in the Yamuna. And because of that, all the fishes died because of Kaliya's poison. So how see, the mundane compassion was very bad for the poor fishes. They all died. So, and what happened to Shobhari Muni? Before Kaliya came, he left. Why he left? Because of his offense against Garuda. He saw 2 small fishes mating. His mind got agitated. So he went to Mathura and asked the king of Mathura, give me one of your daughters as a wife. The king was afraid of the yogi because very powerful yogi. If I say no, he may curse me. But he said, yes, I have no objection. I have 50 daughters. Any of them who choose you is okay with me. No problem. So he called the 50 daughters, and when they saw the yogi all old and full of wrinkles, none of them wanted to marry him. So Shobhari Muni, understanding their mind, with his mystic power, he transformed his body in a very beautiful and young body. So all the 50 of them wanted to marry him. And he agreed, he married all of them. Where they're gonna live, the king thought maybe I have to offer them some apartments in the palace or something. No. The yogi with his mystic power, he created a bigger palace than the king with more opulence and more facilities. And the king was, feeling humbled, This powerful yogi made a bigger palace than mine, more beautiful palace. So, and after a long time, he enjoyed family life. he decided to go back to his previous austerities. He paid for his offending Garuda. Now, by the mercy of Yamuna, he was able to regain the desire to return to his meditation and austerities. And he told his wives. His wife said, we also want to go with you. We also want to go do austerities and go back home, back to God. So they went all together. And all of them got the mercy of Krishna, and they went back to the spiritual world. So happy ending. Hare Krishna. So, anyway, so then after defeating Kaliya, Krishna, blessed him and told him, now you can go back to your island with your wives and children. But what about Garuda? He may chase after me. He said, no. Once Garuda will see the footprints of my lotus feet on your head, he will not disturb you. He will see the marks on my feet. He will respect. So that's the... And who was Kaliya in previous life? Now it comes very interesting. After many births, even great yogis in this world cannot attain the dust of the Lord's feet. Still, Krishna put his lotus feet on Kaliya's head. What pious did Kaliya, the best of snakes, do in his previous birth? Do you want to know that? All right. Shinarada Muni said, in ancient times, during the Swayambhuva Mambantara, a sage named Vedashira, who was a descendant of Bhrigu Muni, performed austerities in the Vindhya hills. Then one day, a sage named Ashvashira Muni came to perform austerities at this sage ashram. But the other sage didn't like it. His eyes became red with rage, with anger, and said, with so many places to do austerity, you only choose my place to come here. And the other sage replied, and who told you this place is yours? It doesn't belong to you or to me. It belongs to the Lord Vishnu. You're angry with me for no reason. You hissed as if you were a snake. Become a snake, and you will be terrified of Garuda. So, Vedashira said, fool, for a slight offense, you plot a great revenge. On this earth, you are like a crow. Fool, become a crow. So, cursing, counter-cursing. And both of them were devotees. They let themselves be carried by anger. Then Lord Vishnu appeared and consoled the two sages who were now unhappy with their curses. They were regretful that we cursed each other. They were unhappy. But Lord Vishnu told them, you are both equally devoted to me, O sages. You are like the two arms of my body. O king of the sages, I can make my own word false, but I do not wish to allow the words of my devotees to become false. That is my vow. O Vedashira, I will place my footprints on your head. Because of them, you will never fear Garuda. O Ashvashira, hear my words. Don't lament. Please don't lament. You will have the form of a crow, but you will have transcendental knowledge. You will have yoga siddhis and the highest knowledge in the three worlds. After speaking this word, Lord Vishnu departed. O king, then the sage Ashvashira became the crow Bhushunda on Mount Nila. He was devoted to Lord Ramachandra. He was very powerful. He was a lamp shining on the many meanings of all the scriptures. To Garuda, he recited the Ramayana. So, in that way, the Kadru, Kashyapa's wife, gave birth to many millions of great, powerful, invincible, jewel-decorated, and very poisonous snakes. And Kaliya was one of them. And they lived happily in the Ramanaka Dvipa, the abode that Brahma gave the snakes to live. That abode is still there somewhere in the ocean, big island full of snakes. Don't go there. Very dangerous place. Prabhupada went to Fiji to install a temple, and he heard from the devotees a local legend that people have seen a snake with many hoods. Prabhupada said, this must be Kaliya. So we should install in Fiji a Krishna Kaliya temple. Kaliya Damana, the chastiser of Kaliya. Very nice. Any question about Kaliya? Listen to this. Kaliya's malice always pollutes the water of the Yamuna, which is the spiritual liquid of the Vaishnavas. It is everyone's duty to give up this 10th obstacle. The 11th obstacle of the Vaishnava is sectarianism, which takes the shape of the forest fire. This is the next pastime. That after Krishna subdued Kaliya and chastised him, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan were very tired, and they took rest at the shore of the Yamuna. And while they were taking rest at night, there was a big, huge fire. So they prayed to Krishna for protection, and Krishna asked them, please close your eyes. I will save you. Don't fear. And Krishna swallowed all the fire. Actually, there are two fires that happened in Braja. The first one happened before. You want to hear the story? Very, very interesting story. The first fire happened when Krishna was with his cowherd friends and calves in the Vrindavan forest, and they sat down to have their we call snack. Their mothers prepared different ladus and pakoras and samosas and things as a snack. So all of them wanted to share with Krishna their preparation. And Krishna sat in the middle, all his friends surrounded him all around. Krishna was such amazing that none of them will see his back. All of them will see only his smiling face. And all of them wanted to share. So Krishna was sitting next to each one. Every one of them had the chance, thousands of cowherd boys, to share with Krishna. They will bite on a ladu. Krishna, this ladu is so good, you must try it. Please take it. After they bite on it. And Krishna happily will take it because out of love, it was offered. In the Ramayana, there is a story when Lakshman and Ramchandra were living in the forest. There was one Aborigine devotee lady. Who remember her name? Yeah, Shabari. Correct, Shabari. She was bringing berries to Lord Ramchandra and Lakshman every day. When there was the season, of course. But then, before giving the berries to the Lord, she will bite to see if the berry was sweet or sour. If it was sour, she will throw away. If it was sweet, she will give. So Lord Ramchandra will accept these sweet berries from her, beaten by her. But Lakshmana will not accept. So when the battle with Ravana happened, Indrajit, Ravana's son, he threw a poison arrow at Lakshmana and he lost consciousness. Hanuman had to go and bring the mountain herb, So when Lakshman regained consciousness, Ramchandra told him, if you would have eaten those berries offered by Shabari, that poison not have affected you. But because you didn't, that's why. See? So the idea is pure devotional service when offered with love. That's what pleases the Lord. Because the intention. So Krishna's friend, they were biting on the ladus and then offering it to Krishna. Because what done with such pure love, Krishna was more than happy to accept it. Then when they were enjoying Krishna's company, the calves started to go away. And suddenly they were out of sight. So Krishna told his friend, go catch the calves. And they said, Krishna, please you stay here, finish your snack, we will go and bring them back. Krishna said, please come back soon. So they left, and tracing the hoof prints, they found them far away in a faraway forest. And that day comes ascend the demon, and when he saw all the 1,000 cowboys, he thought, oh, Krishna must be amongst them, let me kill all of them. And he made a circle of fire around them. So all the coward boy and calf started crying out to Krishna, please Krishna, protect us from this dangerous fire. And Krishna immediately appeared there. And he told his friends, don't fear, I will protect you. Just close your eyes. Now the boys thought, maybe Krishna wants to do some mudra or something he doesn't want us to see. So that's why he's asking us to close our eyes. But Krishna was thinking something else. Krishna was thinking to swallow all the fire. And he thought, if my friends see me swallowing fire, they may get very anxious. I don't want to put them in anxiety. And besides that, once they went to tell Yashoda that I was eating dirt and they put me in trouble, if they now go and tell I'm eating fire, I will be in much trouble. So better they close their eyes. As soon as they closed their eyes, Krishna swallowed all the fire. Then he told his friend, open your eyes. When they opened their eyes, they were not there in the burnt forest. They were again next to Yamuna, everything beautiful and green. So this fire, what represent is Vaishnava sectarianism, which take the shape of the forest fire. Due to sectarianism, a person cannot accept anyone outside of his own group as a Vaishnava. And as a result, he faces many obstacles in finding a guru and associating with devotees. Therefore, extinguishing the forest fire is most important. This is Bhaktivinoda Thakur speaking. This is Krishna Samhita, chapter 8, text 22. So, this is very important lesson. And also the fire represent clashes or, fights between Vaishnavas also, or with different sects. We accept the four sampradayas as bona fides Vaishnavas. We should offer all respect to all the four sampradayas and their followers, because all of them are devotees of the Lord. So even Srila Bhaktisiddhanta installed in one of his temples the four sampradayas, main acharyas, like full respect for all the parampara and all the transcendental lineage. So let's go fast to the next demon. Any question, any comments? Okay. So next, after Kaliya comes the forest fires, which represent fighting against the opinions of others, inner hatred toward other communities, disregard for religious practices of others, battles and conflicts. Next demon, who comes after Kaliya? Pralambasura, the demon killed by Balaram. Jai Shishi Gauranitai, Shishi Rukmini Dwarkaish, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maya Ki. In Krishna Samhita, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says about Pralambasura, he said, the rascal Pralambasura who stole away the reservoir of all living entities and who personified the covered form of Buddhist philosophy, Mayavad, was sent by the atheist Kamsa and killed by Baladeva. So he represents impersonal and Buddhist atheistic philosophy. And he also represents the removing of lust, personal gain, worship, and honor also. So, more comments from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. The impersonalists desire to merge the soul in the impersonal Brahman. If one deeply discusses this topic, then he is compelled to accept meaningless ignorance and non-existence of the living entities. Thus, all of mankind's endeavors and consideration become meaningless. Sometimes this philosophy enters amongst Vaishnavas in the form of Pralambasura to spread Anarthas in the form of stealing the self. This is the 12th obstacle in the Vaishnava science of love. Stealing the self, the same way Pralambasura stole away Balaram from Krishna, took him away. So this also represents stealing the self from its eternal loving relation with Krishna, introducing this impersonal Mayavad philosophy. So Kamsa sent this powerful demon Pralamba. He was 60 miles tall, dark as a cloud, decorated with helmet and earrings, and garlanded with a serpent. He had a serpent around his neck, with chains around his ankles, a club in his hand, a tongue moving to and fro, and an horribly ugly form. He looked like death personified. When he walked, he flattened the hills and made the trees fall. Krishna. Sent by Kamsa and now assuming the form of a Gopa, the demon Pralamba came there. Although the Gopas did not know who he really was, Krishna did. When Balaram won in the game, there was no one to carry him. Pralamba offered to carry him. Pralamba carried him out of Bandiraban forest far away to the Yamuna shore. Then, assuming a monstrous form like a great cloud, the demon went in the direction of Mathura. Riding on the demon's back, handsome Balaram was splendid as a moving earring, a full moon in the sky, or a glittering lightning flash. As King Indra hits a mountain with this thunderbolt, so powerful Balaram, noticing that his chariot had become a monster, punched Pralamba's head with his feet. Actually, when Balaram said that this is a demon, he became heavy like a mountain. Then the demon assumed his original form. Then Balaram could see from far away Krishna. And Krishna saw him. Telepathically, they spoke to each other. Balaram appeared to be fearful because he was playing the part of human being. To enact properly the pastime, he felt fear. But then Krishna told him, no, my brother, you are very powerful as me. You can defeat this demon. Kill him. So Balaram get courage and he punched him in the head, falling to the ground as a mountain hit by Indra's thunderbolt. The demon heads broken, made the earth tremble. A great effulgence left the demons and merged into Lord Balaram. Then the demigods showered flowers from Nandana gardens. Jai, Jai, victory, victory filled the heaven and earth. O King, now that I have recounted for you this wonderful pastime of Lord Balaram, what more you wish to hear? Then the question is, who was that in his previous life that he got the mercy of Lord Balaram? Then comes the story. Narada said, to worship Lord Shiva one day, the Yaksha king Kuvera had the Yakshas placed here and there in his beautiful forest many Raksha amulets made of flowers. He made Raksha amulets made of flowers because he was devotee of Lord Shiva, Kuvera. When some of the flowers were stolen, the powerful Yaksha king Kuvera spoke a curse. He said, any demigod or human that takes any of these flowers will become a demon. That's my curse. Then the Gandharva Vijay, who was the son of Uhu, walking on a pilgrimage to many holy places and singing Lord Vishnu's glories as he went, came to Chaitraratha forest. Unaware of the curse, the Gandharva, Veena in hand, took some of the Sumana flowers there. At once he left his Gandharva body and became a demon. At once he took shelter of the great soul Kuvera. With folded hands he bowed down and presented his appeal. Pleased with him, Kuvera blessed him. You are a peaceful-hearted devotee of Lord Vishnu. O respectful one, please don't lament. At the end of Dwapara Yuga in Bandiraban forest, by the Yamuna shore, you will attain liberation by Lord Balaram's hand. Of this there is no doubt. In this way, Huhu's Gandharva's son became a great demon and by Kuvera's grace attained liberation. Of course, for devotees, liberation was personal liberation because he was devotee from past life and had to accept the form of a demon. Just things happen, you know. One may say he didn't deserve that, but it's the Lord's pastime. So everybody gets benefited. Nobody gets actually hurt. Apparently hurt sometime, but for lasting benefit, eternal benefit. Next demon, Sankachuda. This happened during shortly after the rasa dance pastime. Singing, the Lord started the rasa dance with Radha, the queen of the rasa dance, and with the many gopis. He danced as Indra, the king of Swargaloka, danced with the Apsaras. O king, then a powerful thing happened. Please hear it from me. There was once a powerful yaksha named Shankachuda, who was a follower of Kuvera. Thinking Krishna only a fragile boy, Shankachuda decided to kidnap one of the gopis. Now, this is Garga Samhita. They say one of the gopis. And the Bhagavatam said many gopis. So either one of many, the idea he took away Krishna's gopis. So Krishna chased him. Seeing that Krishna was coming after him and he saw Krishna was very powerful, he left the gopis and was running for his life. So Krishna asked Balaram, please take care of the gopis, I will go after this demon. And the demon was very far away, miles away from Krishna. Suddenly Krishna was next to him and grabbed him and beat him. And this demon had a beautiful jewel in the form of conch shell in his forehead, and Krishna took it. The Bhagavatam said that he gave it to his brother Balaram. The Garga Samhita say he gave it to the gopi who was kidnapped. Anyway, it's all transcendental. Some details of the fight. With his mighty arm, the Lord threw the shala tree at him. The demon fell like a tree struck by a hurricane. Grabbing him with his powerful arms, Krishna whirled the demon around and threw him in the ground as a hurricane uproots and throws a lotus flower. Then Sankachuda grabbed Krishna and threw him to the ground. As they fought in this way, the circle of the earth shook. With the great punch, Krishna severed the demon's head. Then, as a pious man takes the great treasure he has earned, Krishna took the jewel from the demon's crown. O king, an effulgence left the demon's body and for a long time light up the circle of the direction until it finally entered Sri Krishna's friend Sridham, who was born in Braja. That's interesting. He didn't enter Krishna's body, but Krishna's friend Sridham's body. Hare Krishna. Thus killing Shankachuda, Lord Krishna, the jewel in his hand, returned to the circle of rasa dance after a long time. After giving that jewel to Chandranana Gopi, Lord Krishna continued his rasa dance with the gopis. Now, what represents this demon? Let's see. This demon represents where did I go? I jumped over the previous pastimes, but doesn't matter. How you say it in English? Jai. Haribo. Thank you. How you say it in English, Mother Carta? El orden de los factores no altera el producto. That's a difficult one. You have something in English similar? Okay. Okay, so Prabhupada said, my books are like sweet bowl. From wherever you buy it, it's a sweet. So in the same way, all Krishna's pastime, very sweet. So this demon Shankachuda represent the avoidance of greed for name and fame and the morbid desire of female association. So that means, in Sanskrit terms, Kanaka Kamini Pratishta. Kanaka, greed for wealth. Kamini, the illicit connection with women. And Pratishta, desire for fame, name, honor, you know. So there's big obstacles in the path of devotional service. And we have seen many stalwart fall prey to these things. So how careful we should be about it. By hearing this story of Shankachudas being defeated and killed by Krishna and praying sincerely to Krishna while taking shelter in the holy name and praying to the Lord, this obstacle can be removed from our hearts. That's our desire. But after extinguishing the fire comes another demon, not Sankachuda, but who? We spoke already about Pralambasura. Then come the Yagic Brahmanas, which are not demons, but they represent some obstacle too. So Krishna was with his friend, the Gopas, in the forest, and Krishna's friend said, Krishna, we are feeling very hungry. Our snack is gone, you know, we already took care of that. So what to do? Krishna told his friend, go to the Brahmanas who are doing yagya and ask them for prasad. So the boys went and asked the Brahmanas who were doing yagyas, please give us some prasad for Krishna and Balaram. We're sorry, we don't have time for this. We are too busy doing yagyas, ritualistic ceremony. We are sorry, we can't help you. So the boys came back, you know, sad, oh Krishna, we were refused. Krishna said, don't be disappointed. When somebody goes to beg, ask, it's natural, many people will say no. So don't be upset, that's natural. Go back and ask the wives of the Brahmana to give you prasad. So they went, and as soon as the wives of the Brahmana heard Krishna and Balaram wanted to eat, immediately they made prasad and filled many baskets, put on their head, and they walked eagerly to the forest to serve Krishna and Balaram and his friend Mahaprasad. So this pastime represent becoming indifferent to Krishna due to pride for Varnashram Dharma, that one belongs to the higher caste, one becomes proud. So this pastime represents that. Not only one is born, but even one is initiated as Brahmana. I've seen at the beginning of the movement when devotee get initiated as Brahmana, they want to show off the thread, Everybody can see it, I'm a Brahmana now. You have to offer respect. That's pride, We have to be careful with that. And next is stopping the Indra Yagya. This Indra Yagya, stopped by Krishna, represent rejecting the idea of many gods and the notion that I am Brahman. So Krishna wanted to teach the Brijavasis that there is no need to worship demigod, but rather they should follow his instruction. And his instruction was, rather you worship Govardhan Hill and the cows. That will please me and the Brahmanas. That's enough, good enough. Govardhan was born from Lord Krishna's chest. It is said in the Garga Samhita. So it's non-different from Krishna. So now, and they asked Krishna, how we worship Govardhan? Krishna said, you bathe Govardhan with Panchagavya and different, auspicious, bathe the Govardhan with different elements, offer it food, huge quantities of food, and then circumambulate it with your cows decorated. We go all around. That's the way we worship Govardhan. So they were offering huge amounts of rice and chapatis and halva, all kind of preparation to Govardhan. So Krishna assumed the form of Govardhan, gigantic form, and he was eating all this preparation, and he was asking for more by saying, Aniyor, Aniyor. So they offered him lakes of sweet rice, swallowed by him. And when everything's finished, he kept asking for more. Aniyor, Aniyor. So the Gopas asked the Brahmanas what we should do. We don't have anything else to offer. And then the Brahmanas took a tray full of tulsi flowers and leaves, and they offered it to Govardhan. And when Govardhan took it, he said, Tiptasmi, now I'm fully satisfied. So that means Krishna is not fully satisfied unless we put some tulsi leaves in the preparation. Very important lesson. So Indra became very angry. Who is this foolish boy, Krishna, stopping my yagya? I will give them a lesson to this Brijavasi. Indra is a devotee. He forgot due to his pride. He's subordinate to Krishna. He thought, this little boy, who is he, How he dared to stop my yagya? So he sent the Samvartaka cloud that is used at the end of creation to destroy the world. And Krishna for one moment thought, I will destroy this Indraloka immediately. But Krishna thought, this Indra is so insignificant, better I give him a lesson, So Krishna decided to lift the Govardhan. How he did it? He entered a cave in Govardhan, and when he was in the middle of the cave, he climbed the quartz hill, and from there he lifted the Govardhan, right in the middle, from there. And then he asked all the Brijavasis to come under. By being touched by Krishna's hand, Govardhan expanded itself, covering a large area of Braja, so everybody can fit underneath. And Krishna put a Sudarshan chakra on the top of Govardhan, so Govardhan will also be protected from the thunderbolts and rain from Indra. And even Sheshanaga, Anantashesha came trying to help also to cover Govardhan. So Indra felt defeated. He realized his mistake. So he came to ask forgiveness after 7 days. And he came with Surabhi cow. Very intelligent, He knows cows are very dear to Krishna. So if they come with me, they may that be taken into consideration. So Krishna immediately accepted his prayers and forgave him immediately. Now the question may arise, why Indra was so easily forgiven by Krishna And Brahma wasn't so easily forgiven by Krishna. Although Brahma's offense is smaller because he only put his friend to sleep, he didn't harm them. But Indra's intention was to harm the Brajavasis. Why Krishna forgives him so easily? Sanatana Goswami explained in his Brihad-bhagavatamrita, because Brahma's offense separated Krishna from his friend for 1 year. But Indra's offense brought all the Brajavasis with Krishna for a full week under Govardhan. So he's more easily forgiven. Hare Krishna. But Brahma is very intelligent. He wasn't sure if Krishna forgave him or not. So after that pastime, Brahma Vimohan Lila, he went to Navadvip. And knowing that Lord Gauranga will appear in Kali Yuga, he started to chant the names of Lord Gauranga and meditate on Lord Gauranga for a long time. Then the Lord was pleased with him and he appeared to him and offered him a blessing. So Brahma prayed, please allow me to take part in your Gaura Lila in Kali Yuga, but please give me a very, very humble position so I will not become proud. So Brahma Haridas, he became Haridas Thakur. Very intelligent, Brahmaji. More than Indra. Anyway, so any comments? Questions? We still have more to cover. Vidyadhara liberated. Once the Brajavasi decided to go to Ambika Kalna to worship Lord Shiva. Ambika, I'm sorry, I went to Gaura Lila. My mind is there. Ambika. Usually Vaishnava don't worship Lord Shiva, but sometimes they do, seeing him as a Vaishnava Namyata Shambhu, the greatest Vaishnava, since he's always meditating on Lord Krishna. Lord Shiva is so detached, he lives under a tree. Once his wife told him, my dear husband, we already have 2 sons, Kartikeya and Ganesha. We are still living under the tree. Don't you think it would be nice to have a house? And Shiva said, so be it, no big deal. He called the architects of the demigods, his name, Vishvakarma, please make a beautiful golden house. And Vishvakarma made a beautiful house all covered with gold, shining beautifully. And Lord Shiva invited all the demigods and brahmanas for the opening of the house. Big celebration, big festival. And he was giving charity to all the brahmanas. The last brahmana who came, he asked him, what would you like me to give you as a charity? The brahmana said, well, I like this house very much. It's very beautiful. Shiva said, okay, it's yours. He went back under the tree. Again, all the family under the tree. Very detached. Anyway, so, Hare Krishna, thank you. At night, while they were sleeping, a huge snake came and started swallowing Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's father. So he started to shout for help on all the gopas, all the coward men. They brought torchlight and was trying to burn the snakes to release Nanda Maharaj. He will not release him. Then Krishna came and put his foot on the serpent's head and immediately became transformed in a demigod, Vidyadhara. So, and what he represents, restoration of true bhakti swallowed by the Mayavadis. And also rejecting their company too. They swallow the pure bhakti by rejecting the eternal loving personal relationship with the Lord. They represent this swallowing of Nanda Maharaj. So about Indra, the 13th obstacle for the Vaishnava is to worship of minor demigod, such as Indra, with a desire for truthful result even after becoming situated in the process of devotional service. All right. So next, we're almost there. Are you tired? Are you hungry? You want to hear more about Krishna? Yes. That's what I wanted to hear. So next demon is Arishtasura, the bull demon. The bull demon. This bull demon, he was an associate of Kamsa, gigantic, big, huge. And he came to Braja. People thought was an earthquake. It was him walking towards Braja. And he attacked Krishna. So Krishna fought him. Grabbing its horns, Lord Krishna threw the demon 60 miles. Then the demon also threw Sri Krishna 60 miles. Grabbing its tail and whirling it around and around with the power of his arms, Lord Krishna threw the demon to the ground as a child throws a kamandalu. Its eyes red with anger, Arishta stood up again. Then with its horns uprooted the great mountain. Roaring like thunder, the demon threw the mountain at Lord Krishna. Krishna caught it and threw it back at the demon. Hit by the mountain, the demon became a little agitated. It struck the ground with its horns and tore the earth splashed with water. Grabbing its horns and whirling it around and around, Sri Krishna threw the demon to the ground as a great wind picks up and throws a lotus flower. Leaving the form of a demon bull, that soul assumed the form of a Brahmana. Bowing down before Lord Krishna's lotus feet, he spoke words choked with emotion. The Brahmana said, I am a student of Brihaspati. My name is Bharatantu. I approached Brihaspati to study under him. One day I sat with my feet facing him. Angry, the sage said, you sit as a bull sits. You have offended your guru. Fool, now become a bull. You are not supposed to spread your legs toward the deities. So he did that to his guru. So you say, you're acting like a bull. Become a bull. Oh Krishna, by his curse, I became a bull in East Bengal. By associating with demons, I became a demon. So he wasn't a demon, he just became a bull. But by associating with demons, he became a demon. By your mercy, I am now freed from that curse of being a demon. Obeisance to you, Sri Krishna. Obeisance to you, the son of Vasudeva. O Lord Govinda, who destroyed the suffering of the surrendered devotee. After speaking this word, the student of Brihaspati bowed down before Lord Krishna. His effulgence filling the worlds with light, he went by heavenly airplane to the higher worlds. Spiritual worlds, that's the higher worlds. Now, Radharani and the gopis told Krishna, you killed a cow. A bull is, cow. So that's, you're affected by the sin of killing cow. Now you have to take bath in all the holy rivers of all the universe. You have to go and take bath in everywhere. Krishna said, I'm not going to wander all over the universe leaving your association. I will call all the holy rivers rather here. So all the holy rivers came to Braja, and Krishna with his flute, he made a big space for the lake, and all the rivers, after paying obeisance to Krishna, filled that lake with sweet, clear water. And Krishna took his bath there, very happily. Then he told Radharani and the gopis, because you sided with the demon, you also got polluted. Now you also have to take a bath in holy rivers. I offer you my lake if you want. Radharani said, no way, you left your sinful reaction in that lake. We don't take bath there. We will make our own lake. So with their bracelet, they start to make holes in the ground to make a place for a lake. And they made huge line with big pots bringing water from Manasi Ganga. But Krishna didn't want his devotee to make such an endeavor. So he called all the holy rivers and told them, go and fall at Radharani's feet and prayed for her to give you a chance to do service to her. So they did that. Radharani agreed, and they filled also her kunda. The two kundas now, they connect with each other. There is between them there is a room. So that way they're always together, Radha and Krishna. We have more demons to cover. Few last one. Unending. Hare Krishna. And what this demon Aristarchus represent? Negligence to bhakti and destroying the glamour and pride of deceitful religion. Deceitful religion that promises its followers sense gratification and impersonal liberation. That's deceitful religion. So next, Keshi demon, the horse demon. When Kamsa sent Keshi to Vrindavan to kill Krishna, he told him, well, I don't Jai Shishi Gornitai Rukmini Dwarkadish Jagannath Balev Subhadra Mai Ki. Hare Krishna. So that day, Balaram told Krishna, my dear Krishna, you are my hero. You killed so many demons. You give so much joy to your devotees in Braja. You are my greatest hero. I want to become Krishna for one day. Krishna said, so be it. You are my dear elder brother. Here is my yellow silk dhoti. Here is my flute, my peacock feather. Be happy, be Krishna for one day. So Balaram dressed as Krishna, and he started to play the flute very happily. I am Krishna, I am Krishna. That day Kamsa sent the demon Keshi to Vrindavan. And he asked Kamsa, I don't know Krishna, how he looks like. So he has a flute and a peacock feather, okay. Oh, fine, easy. So when he saw Balaram, he must be Krishna. And Balaram was in ecstasy playing the flute, I am Krishna. I didn't notice even the demon. And the demon took advantage and he kicked him on the chest. Balaram flew like 16 miles away. And he came back and told Krishna, here is your flute, your peacock feather. I had enough being you today. You take care of this demon, you know. So Krishna started to fight the demon. Huge fight, you know. You know, Krishna punched the demon and his hand entered this demon's mouth and he made it as hot as a iron, what do you call? Iron rod, yes. And the demon, wow, his eyes plumped up and punching him severely, he died. So this demon, from the demon's body suddenly emerged a being wearing a crown and earrings. With folded hands he bowed down before glorious Lord Krishna. And he said, O Lord Krishna, my name is Kumuda and I am a servant of King Indra. I was handsome, heroic and powerful. I carried Indra's parasol, umbrella. When Vritrasura was killed, to become free of the sin of killing a Brahmana, Indra performed an Ashvamedha Yagya, the best of sacrifices. Yearning to ride it, I stole the splendid sacrificial horse, which had one black ear, and ran as fast as the mind, and went to Talalaloka. So he stole from Indra the horse, this servant. The Marus bound me with ropes and brought me back. Indra cursed me, wretch, become a demon. For 2 Manvantaras you will have a horse form on the earth. O Lord, today your touch has freed me from that curse. O Lord, please make me your servant. My heart is fixed on your feet. I offer my respectful obeisances to you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Super Soul who is the witness of all. Shri Narada said, O king of Mithila, after circumambulating Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kumuda entered a celestial airplane and at once flew to Vaikuntha Loka, filling the circle of the direction with light as he went. Jai. Shikeshi demon ki. He was liberated. He went back to Vaikuntha. Very fortunate. And what does demon represent? Represent destroying vanity. I am a great devotee and preceptor. Destroying the pride caused by wealth and worldly attachments. So we have to be careful, no? With this danger. Look down at others, I am better devotee. So Bhakti Santa Saraswati says that one has to beat the mind every morning with a shoe 100 times and at night with a broom 100 times. That you are not bona fide bhakta as you think you are. You are full of faults. Instead of trying to find fault with others, find fault with your own damned mind, which is always eager to find faults with others. Those who are accustomed to find fault with others will never prosper in their spiritual life. That's the advice he gave. Very important advice. And the last demon of our story, Vyomasura. Vyomasura. We went, I think Mother Karsa also went there, to the mountain where Krishna fought this demon Vyomasura. Do you remember? This demon, he could fly in the sky. So he one day at Govardhan Hill, Krishna, Balaram and the boys played a game of thieves and police. Some were thieves, some were police. The demon Vyomasura came there and one by one took away the boys pretending to be lambs and imprisoned them in a mountain cave. Then Vyoma, the son of Mayasura, blocked the cave's entrance with a giant stone. Then Lord Krishna could understand that Vyomasura was not pretending, but he actually stolen the boys. Krishna grabbed him in both arms and threw him to the ground. When the demon died, an effulgence left his body and wandered in the 10th direction until it finally merged into Lord Krishna. Sounds of victory, victory filled the sky and the earth. The happy demigods showered flowers. What pious deed had Vyomasura done in his previous birth that he was able to merge in Lord Krishna as a lightning flash merged in a dark rain cloud? Narad Muni said he was a great king named Bhimarata who lived in the city of Varanasi. He was charitable, a performer of many yagyas, respectful, an expert archer, and a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. After some time, he gave his kingdom to his son and went to Malaya Hills, where he performed austerities for 100,000 years. One day, the great sage Pulastya Muni, accompanied by many disciples, came to the king's sage ashram. The king's sage, filled with pride, neither stood up nor bowed down to greet his guest. Pulastya Muni cursed him, "Wretch, now you become a demon." The king then fell at the sage's feet and surrendered to him. Then Pulastya Muni, the tiger amongst the sages, who is kind to the sufferings, said, "At the end of Dwapara Yuga in the district of Mathura, in the circle of Braja, the strength of the arms of Sri Krishna, the king of the Yadu dynasty, will give you liberation desired by the yogis. Of this there is no doubt." Shri Muni said, "O king of Videha," then King Bhimarata became the son of the demon Mayasura, and the power of Lord Krishna's arm gave him liberation. Sri Krishna Leela ki jai. And what represents this demon? Leaving the association of deceitful devotees, thieves, etc. So we have to give bad association, sometimes even in the form of devotees. They may preach something which is not according to the Shastra. No, you don't have to be so fanatical, What about these 4 rules, this is for fanatics. Krishna understands their heart, Don't worry about this. He knows you are a sincere devotee. So if you break the principle from time to time, it's not a big deal, Krishna understands. That's deceitful. So we have to give up the company of deceitful devotee who preach like that. All right, so very happily we were able to finish our seminar about the Anarthas the demon represent in Krishna Lila. Now, any questions or comments? Yes. No, Kaliya was not killed because he surrendered. Krishna gave promise, I give protection to the surrendered souls. So Kaliya, before being killed, he submit himself, fell at Krishna's feet. I surrender. You are my Lord. Because he was touched by Krishna's lotus feet. All his ignorance, all his malice, enviousness, all his poison out. So he had no other recourse but take shelter in Krishna. So that's why Krishna didn't kill him, because he surrendered. According to Dharma, you should not kill a surrendered enemy. Yes.
In the past time you mentioned about Krishna giving his flute and dress
To
and
Balaram.
everything. To
Yes.
Balaram, I heard that it was Madhu Mangala. So
Well, there are 2 versions. I told you many stories. They have different versions and different shastra. Could be in different times, different pastime happened. Both of them are maybe correct.
yeah.
And different, appearance of the Lord.
Yeah.
Sometime it is said by Sanatana Goswami that Krishna, instead of going to Mathura with the chariot, he will go riding on Kaliya. So, pastime are varied. Krishna likes to do it sometimes a little differently. Yes, please.
I have 2 questions, Maharaj.
Please
Thank you
do.
for the wonderful seminar. I remember when I first read these Anarthas, when I read this list of demons and Anarthas, and I tried to understand it. I could recognize that I myself, I feel I have all of those Anarthas.
That's good. That's very good.
So it's sometimes...
So we are. That's the first step. Is we accept we are sick. We need help. That's the first step.
So my question is, say you spend a life of doing devotional service and chanting your rounds every day and following the regular principles associating with devotees, but still the Anarthas are not gone.
Yes.
Can you still be, are you...
But they can diminish. The important point is they can diminish. Up to Baba, still some Anartha is there, but very minimal. Okay. Next time I will come, I will give another seminar about different... about how to get rid of all the Anarthas, more detail, in a more detailed way.
But I'm just wondering if...
Madhurya Kadambini by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur.
Yeah, that would... Thank you, please.
You would like that?
Yes, that would be very nice.
Okay.
So if at the time of death we're still having those Anarthas, they haven't been completely cleared,
Yes.
Krishna will take us back to Godhead or no?
Well, we have time to prepare ourselves. Krishna is giving us time to prepare ourselves. We shall think, right now I'm not ready. Let me get myself ready. Let me become more serious in my practice of bhakti. Let me make an effort sincerely to please Guru and Krishna by avoiding these anarthas, by taking shelter sincerely in the holy name, and pray to Krishna for His mercy. On a daily basis, we have to do that. I mean, if you want to get something, you keep trying all the time. You never stop trying. The greatest danger in the spiritual life is to throw away the towel. Too difficult. I will leave it for next life. No. We have to have determination. Do it or die. That determination we should have.
So I had one more question.
Yes.
At the beginning of the seminar, you mentioned that the demons are only just a rumor in the spiritual world.
That's correct.
In Goloka. So I don't know, is there any way that you can explain that?
Well, sometimes they are more than rumors.
Sometimes they're...
They are more than rumors. Sometimes it is said in the Brihavagamrita by Sanatana Goswami that Krishna will go to Mathura to kill Kamsa in Goloka. So Yoga Maya created Kamsa for Krishna to kill. And Krishna killed Kamsa and comes back the same day back to Braja. After some time, Krishna forget that he killed him, so he go back to kill him again. So Yoga Maya create another Kamsa to be killed. Yes, amazing, isn't it? Prabhupada said, don't try to understand Krishna, just love him. I mean, we can understand as much as Krishna allows us to understand. He is unlimited, how much we can understand. The important thing is to develop our love and devotion for Krishna. That's the most important thing. And to hear about Krishna's pastimes and the association of devotees, and hearing how to get rid of those anarthas by hearing about Krishna, defeating and killing these demons, we pray through chanting the holy name to please Krishna, remove those anarthas from our hearts so we can become a better servants. We can please you much more. That's the whole point. Prabhupada said most important thing in a spiritual life is sincerity. Everything else is detail. Isn't? Sometimes devotee, they take, like smarta, this, that, so many rules, minor, I'm speaking about minor rules. Not the, be careful, don't step on the Brahmana's shadow, things like that. They wrote Prabhupada about, we should avoid stepping on Tulsi's shadow. Prabhupada didn't give him much importance to that. Although that's there, the Shastra, but he gave more importance to sincerity and surrender, service. Following pure life, avoiding sinful activities, being engaged in loving service, hearing, chanting, remembering about Krishna, worshipping Krishna. So yes, sometimes there are rumors, demons are coming, everybody run away, but no demon comes. Even demons, when they get liberated, they become devotees in the spiritual world. Arishtasura is said that he is in the spiritual world as a bull, and only Brajavasis ride on his back and he give them nice ride all over Braja, That's explained by Sanatana Goswami. So they become devotees there. Thank you so much for coming and listening, and also to our listeners to the internet. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol.